Alright, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Mills to not rule well. And peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that pushes through in sincerity. I had to go through this article, this article about a woman who married an animal. Right, they say, no way, the marriage between humans and animals is becoming legalized, right? And this is one of the profane things that Esau has tried to promote in his kingdom. Because we know this is what called Babylon, confusion. Esau will quicker try to find a way for a woman and a woman to make children together instead of a man and a woman doing it the natural way. Because they love everything that is wicked. Right? I saw an article sometime my brother showed me, but two rats. They was trying to make two rats have a child, two female rats. Right. See, according to an article published in the Norway News, Degens near. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. I know what title does sound terrible. It's say of March 10th, 2017. As well as several sites, Norway legalized marital unions between humans and domestic animals, bush animals and marine animals are excluded. Okay. So they're trying to tell you can marry domestic animals but not marine and bush animals. You understand? So they have exceptions to the wickedness. Like, that makes sense. It's a Barbara, a 23-year-old woman who was met by a team of journalists, would be the first to celebrate a zoo contractual union. Alright? It's a Barbara seems delighted to introduce her husband, Rudolph, an abandoned Doberman she found in an animal shelter in January 2015, and with whom she claims to be bound by a sincere and reciprocal love. Right? They say they have already married, even if we are not sure that Rudolph understood the ins and outs of the consent to questionable lighting. And that's a funny thing because people like to say that you shouldn't marry somebody that's too young. The scriptures talk about marrying a woman at the fruit of her age. And people like to say that you shouldn't marry somebody that young because they don't completely understand where it is going on and it's unfair to them. When they interfere with these animals don't understand what is going on, but they don't have any problem with that. Right? They have no problem with that. Right, the ins and outs of the consent to questionable light. They say Barbara would like to reassure Rudolph and I communicate in our own way. These devils, eh? You see, he understands what's going on, and the importance of the union we celebrate. So she's a dog whisperer. Okay. You see, he did not understand it like you. He didn't understand like you and I. Certainly, but he understood it. Besides, he has already chosen his best man, Caesar, a 12-month Yorkshire, who has his role serious, who took his role seriously. I'm not going to read this entire rubbish for this article. I'll try to post it in the description. So I'll try to post it in the description so Anybody want to read it? Read out the whole thing, could go ahead. Right, so Leviticus 18. Right, Leviticus 18. I'll start from... I'll start from 22. Leviticus 18 verse 22. It said, "Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination." And that is the kind of wickedness that the system does promote. It does promote homosexuality, women with women, men with men, people with animals. All these things that the scriptures speak against is what this system does uphold. Abominations. It said, "Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion." You understand? So this is the kind of things that the heads of this world delight in. And Jake, 2/3 of Israel, like to follow in this trend. Anything that Esau doing, Jake love to follow. Cause that is a father. That is a big daddy. Anything your daddy doing, you want to do. So you'll see a lot of Jakes will be picking up these habits also, and adopting this wickedness. Right? It said, "Neither shall thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith, neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion." It said, "Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things." So in none of these things is supposed to defile yourself. "For in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast all before you." So there's something that the nations used to do from since the start. You understand? But Israel was different. We wasn't supposed to be following these disgusting customs. You understand? We wasn't supposed to be doing these things. This is things that the other nations used to be doing. That is their thing. When we started to adopt these things is when problems used to begin. But these things were not for us. See verse 25, "And the land is defiled, therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomit out her habitation." And that is what happened to us when we was in Jerusalem. We did defile the land by doing wicked things like this, when we wasn't supposed to, and the land spew us out. That is why we're here in captivity right now, for doing all those wickedness and serving idol gods. We're not supposed to be doing these things. If the heathens who not of Israel want to do these things, then let them do what they ought to do. But we're not supposed to be doing these things.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Listen, I've tried to put this off. I tried not to do a video about it. I know I get messages a lot of times. If I talk about some of this stuff going on, showing that people are losing their minds, showing people becoming goats, showing people marrying trees, showing people becoming human dragons. The reason I do it is because it's just more proof, especially when it's in the New York Post or other mainstream outlets are talking about it. Not, in the tabloids at the grocery you would see 20 years ago. When it's getting pushed through the mainstream, they're pushing acceptance. They're conditioning people into thinking, oh, okay, this is normal. And this is to desensitize people for the future, right? For adults dating children, for
and there's a technique they always used to be adopting. Even you'll see examples in the Willie Lynch. They talk about trying to they used to target the children. They used to target the women and the children. You understand? The men was never the target. They used to target the women and the children. They used to try to find ways to program the next generation, so that when they come up, they will be already seasoned in the wickedness. And that's why you'll see that there's put these things in commercials and movies and flood it in society, so that when your child grows up seeing these things as something normal, it will be easier for them to accept. The way scriptures talk about that, it said, train a child in the way that when they grow old, they will not depart from it. And children not being trained to understand that this is a wicked thing. They're being trained to think that is something normal. All these different abominations going on in society with homosexuality and all that. They're being trained to believe that is something normal. So when they get old, majority of them will be down for it.
Marrying pets, dating pets. We already have that kind of freak activity going on. And you can see in these articles, they're desensitizing people because they're going, listen, the person loves this object, it's not a big deal. They're classifying it in categories. This is all the satanic mindset. Because remember, the mindset that they have is do without will. By that it means everybody can do whatever they want. There is no rules, there is no judgment. There is no non-tolerance. They want you to tolerate everything. And this right here
is not do what thou wilt, to just do wickedly. And I always believe that. I will always believe that. It says not do what thou wilt, because you're not allowed to do whatever you want in Esau kingdom. Very soon we wouldn't be able to preach anymore. So it's not do what you will, it's do whatever is wicked. Whatever is anti-Mashiach, that is what you should do. They don't want you to do whatever you want. They want you to do whatever wickedness you want.
Believe me, I tried not to do a video on it. But it's just sitting in my head. Just how ridiculous this is. A woman has gotten engaged to a 90-year-old chandelier. Now, I know people go, well, it's just a publicity stunt or something like that. I don't really know what kind of publicity you can get out of it. I mean, I would think if somebody came forward announcing their fetish, sexual attraction, and love of chandeliers, that quite possibly that would alarm people out there to contact a mental ward. Why do we have these places with white padded rooms, you ask? I don't know. Well, I do know. Because eventually they're going to be used for us, for Christians, right? We're the crazy ones. We believe in a fairy tale. Yet this woman is marrying and having a relationship with the chandelier. Now, you could see her apartment, okay? This woman changed her name to Liberty because she had an obsession with the Statue of Liberty, Lady Isis, the satanic Statue of Liberty. So that's satanic.
I won't play this whole video either. Well, I'll post this video and I'll post the articles for anybody that want to read it. You understand? But these things showing you the kind of wickedness that is going on in this place. Scriptures say what? It had not as profane as Esau. You know, just paraphrasing. This is the kind of wickedness that Esau like to push in the society. Anything that against Mashiach, that is what Esau like to promote. And he want other people to follow him. You know, there was a song, how do you song this go? It's the devil has to pay for his sins and he wants us to go down with him. Yes, I think it's a reggae song. You understand? And that is Esau. Esau want everybody to drink at our cup. So when it's time to answer faith, they go to answer with him. Anyway, Akim Shalom.